Hey y'all, come on in the room. This is Lan, your senior soul sister, and this is my first wash day. So I want to come with some tips on washing. Anytime you're going to wash your hair with Microlocks or Sisterlocks, you want to band your hair. And what I did was just bought a package of these. You can get them Dollar Tree. I rather use these rather than rubber bands, but what you're attempting to do is make sure that you have your hair banded so that it will not unravel on you. What I did was just twisted my hair. If you have DIY and you did your micro locks with 2-strand twists, then you may want to braid your hair. But if your hair is interlocked, like this is with Sisterlocks, or if you got your micro locks with interlocking, then you can just get away with twisting it. And then when you get to the ends, what you want to do is take this part, twist it back around almost like you're going to do a bantu knot, and just come up just a little bit where you've got a little ball. Take your twist, your little scrunchy tie, and this is what you're doing. And you're trying to make it as tight as possible so that it does not unravel. And you're going to have a little ball at the end. And so that's how I have each of these, and you just make them however many sections you decide you want to. But what you can see is that you can easily get into your scalp. Make sure that when you're washing your hair, you're using the tips of your fingers. I pretty much keep my nails pretty short now, but if you've got really long fingernails, just try not to scratch your scalp. You'd also want to make sure your nails are smooth so that you don't snag it on your hair. In terms of actually washing it, everything that you read says, especially when you have baby locks like I do, you only want to use a clarifying shampoo. They're going to tell you that same thing when you come in for your consultation. They don't want anything in your hair. They want all of those hair products out. So if you were a hair product junkie like I was doing my twist outs, or even when I did my braids, I was always putting the LOC, the leave-in conditioner, the oils, and then a cream or a gel to actually do the set. All of that is gone. The only thing they want you to use is a clarifying shampoo. You can go on sisterlocks.com to get one from them. However, I had my own. This was one that I had before Ion. It's just a clarifying shampoo. And then this is what I am using now. And this is particularly for my gray sisters, my salt and pepper sisters, my silver sisters, right? We want to protect this gray hair and not turn it brassy yellow or highlighter green like I did. But the system that I'm using is Maison 276. The first step is a clarifying shampoo. And the way that I'm using this and the way that they recommend that you do it is get yourself a spray bottle, right? Put your shampoo in there, about half shampoo and half water. What I'm using is also some spring water or filtered water from my fridge, because your other water, regular water that you've been washing your hair with, tends to be really harsh. And what you're doing is you're spraying this specifically on your scalp, all on these grid lines. Try not to, don't worry so much about the hair itself because the shampoo is going to run through it anyway, but just try and get to that scalp and then rub that scalp as much as possible. The other thing that you might want to do, and what I did with mine, was an apple cider vinegar rinse. So I already had this. This was Inala from just rice water from what I was using before, but I went on and had half of that left in there, and then I filled up about a quarter with apple cider vinegar. It is very, very strong if you've ever used that. So what I did was use this first just to loosen up anything else that might have been a buildup on my scalp and itchiness for my scalp, because I hadn't washed it for at least the past 4 weeks. The good thing is that with Sisterlocks or Microlocks, you can wash your hair. There used to be this thing, don't wash your hair for like 6 months or something. You can wash your hair right after you get your locks, but the main thing is making sure that every section is banded so that your hair doesn't just unravel. The last thing you want is to have spent all that money getting your locks installed, and then as soon as you wash them, everything is just coming out. So you have to band your hair. I can't stress that enough, or else you're going to have unraveling. The other thing I wanted to show you, if you are dealing with a dry, itchy scalp and you use, for example, a medicated shampoo, still use that. If you use a dandruff shampoo, you can still use that. Of course, if you're gray hair, just make sure that it's a white or a clear shampoo. For dry, itchy scalp, what I did was got one of these. This is just a mister. And then I have the same thing, my filtered water from my fridge. And then what I'm adding to that is this. It's the organic tea tree oil. That's all you need. And I use maybe about 5 to 10 drops of this with about that much of the filtered water, purified water, whatever kind. And then I'm misting this again directly onto my scalp. And I'm doing that, for example, I went the first 4 weeks without washing my hair, but after she had done my locks, within that first week, it was really just feeling so dry and itchy. So for the first 2 days, I sprayed this on my scalp at least once a day. After those 2 days, I didn't need it again for another 3-4 days. And then I was doing it maybe once a week. And that worked well with getting rid of all of that dry, itchy scalp. You can also use witch hazel and you can use sea breeze. Check to see whether or not you need to dilute them. I think one of them you do. But again, what you're trying to do, I would just get the mister and just spray it. And this is something you can use. So from now on, when you are getting ready to, you're between your reties, but you're not quite ready to shampoo it yet, just get the mister and you can start using this every other day, however often that you need to, because the main thing they're telling you is do not put anything else in your hair other than just water. All the products that you used to use, you can't anymore. One other thing I'm going to show you is what I do in terms of styling it. So if you want to have your really curly hair from where you used to have your twist outs, you're going to just 2-strand twist it like this. And it's amazing what just having water in your hair could do. I was so used to putting all of these products in my hair, thinking I needed all of that to style it, but you really don't. I'm just twisting this as tight as I can. And this is how I do my bantu knot. I just keep twisting it, twirling it around my finger. Twist it, twist it, twist it around. And then I have a bantu knot. See that? That's your bantu knot. And if you leave this in and then you let your hair dry like this, when you take it out, you're going to have your curls. That's the easiest way that I know. Of course, you can just leave it hanging and it will just be loose. Some people will have a little curl on their ends. I don't really have it. And unfortunately, the first person, the installer that I went to, left way too much of my ends out. And so what I'm having to do now is have my loctician go back and do the repair. So I've got a session coming up where that's all she's going to do, is just focus on repairing my ends. But yeah, until that is done, I've got just a lot of frizzy mess. And that's the main reason why I'm making sure that I bantu knot my hair now with the twist. And I'm just basically doing the same thing that I would have done when I was doing my 2-strand twist. That's all you're doing, and then just doing your bantu knots at the end. All right, I hope that's helpful. Talk to you later. Bye.